switch these bad boys around. As I said before, we are here on Siege of Shanghai, which is Dexterity's. I mean, honestly, dude, guys, I think that Dexterity is best on this map. I think this is one of their best, if not the best map. Obliteration will be coming out in March and in the second season of ESO 1. Battlefield Hardline in comp. It will be for consoles. I don't know how much it will be for PC. The money will be in Battlefield 4 for PC anyways. Alright, so enough about that. 7 seconds left on the board. We are going to be seeing Dexterity on the better side of the map. They do have control. They will get control of A and B probably right from the start. And they are going to be going in for a very heavy mid push right now. So we are going to be seeing, looks like Nesk trying to flood up here inside mid. No players right there for Epsilon, and he does spot out. Can he get the kills? He does get the assist there. B will go into the possession here of Dexterity. He does get shot in from behind. That will be David 2K picking up that nice kill. Julio also with the defense there onto the A side. And they are looking like they are going to be very, very strong here onto B. I want to see an overview here. A nice little back range there from Epsilon as he does pick up two other players. Now David 2K trying to push around on the outside. Nice job there for Horik as he does pick up the two-piece and cleaning up that B flag quite easily. So we'll see if they can actually hold on to this. And for how long can they hold on to this? 3 players from Dexterity are going to be spawning back in onto that alpha flag. As we do have really Epsilon not wanting to flip the map just yet. They are perfectly okay with trying to hold on to this BC side, which I can't disagree with them right now. I mean, they have to play very, very tight. They cannot give up anything on these particular games. They have to make sure that they win this map and keep them alive in this best of 5 series, because remember, if Dexterity wins this particular map, they will go down 3-0 in this finals and take the first place prize, which, like I said, would be a shocker to me. I thought this was going to go at least to a 4th map, if not a 5th. Hoping for a 5th. But oh my god, Duke PT going on a rampage there, picking up a nice little 2-piece, as we do have them now starting to switch out for the A site. That will be David 2K here. We'll be playing that anchor role, anchor position, as well as Meg starting to push up into Statue. Meg needs to be careful. He's not full health yet. And they are going to be getting some pressure there inside mid. Very good nades coming out from Dexterity as they're having a 2-man push coming up inside Statue. I don't know if David 2K spotted this out. Oh, he is! But he misses every single one of his shots. A flag starting to burn back down into their favor. Now it's going to be up to Pronak here to try and hold on to this. He might just back up, let them go for that A site, possibly going for a beef push as well, and just kind of bait him out as much as possible. As he does end up getting picked up, unfortunately not going to get any of those kills. Now 9 trying his hand over here onto that B flag. So far Epsilon looking fairly decent on these 2 flag burns. They have about a 30-ticket advantage here. We'll see how much they're going to be able to keep this up. 3 players now pushing in onto that B flag, and this is what Dexterity is so darn good at. It's just putting that pressure on, getting those reses, and just consistently flooding into flags. And this is why they are just so good on this particular map, because they can coordinate that very, very well. But as we are seeing right now, 9 getting shot from behind. Really good communication coming out for Epsilon. Now Wag will be coming back in here for this A burn. It's going to be 1-on-2 situation, as that will be David 2K falling. And the last one left will be Wag to get that burn. Now A-B situation here for Dexterity. They do have control of the better side of the map, as well as control of the better flags. 124 to 96. Let's see how long they can actually hold on to this. That would be 9 going back and forth here inside mid to back B. Nice pick up here for 9 as he does take down Duke PT, but the spawns here for Epsilon are going to be too strong. Pronak not having any ammo in his gun after the switch out to the secondary will not be able to get any of those kills. Nest now trying to pre-fire as much as possible. Oh my god, Wag is still up and alive. Can they do this? Wag is now going down, but no, he gets the res just in time. So much craziness going back and forth onto this B flag, and this is what I was talking about. Dexterity is just so good at staying alive, getting those reses, and constantly keeping the pressure on those flags. Epsilon had no idea what was going on. The spawns, the reses, everything was just working out so perfectly there for Dexterity, and they were able to stay alive for so long on that B flag and keep Epsilon busy. And in that instance right there, we are going to be seeing now C flag getting taken over. B B flag, though, will be getting contested here from Epsilon, as that is going to be May getting the cap. But really good play there from Dexterity, I have to say, draining down quite a bit of those tickets, as we are looking at about a 20-ticket advantage here for Epsilon. Epsilon really needs to finish this out with... really needs to finish this out, in my opinion, with a 50-ticket win. If they don't win by about 40 to 50 tickets, I think that Dexterity will be able to come back and take the win on this match. But Epsilon so far is looking fairly decent here onto that C side. We are seeing Duke PT trying to get the last couple of kills. He does end up going down. No rotation there onto A, though. A little bit shocked. I thought I saw Epsilon start to rotate to A, but apparently that was not the case. Two-piece coming in here from Nesk to clear out that B flag, and now we are looking at a possible 3-cap coming in here. 86 to 78, almost all tied up here between both of these teams. Remember, it is a 2-0 lead for Dexterity, and they have the momentum in their favor. They are feeling pretty darn good, I would have to say. And this is their map choice, so they are definitely loving the situation that they are sitting in. Quirk will be able to pick up at least one of those players' time. Now going to be coming over here inside Escalator. As we are going to be seeing those scores basically the exact same right now. B and C both in the possession here of Dexterity, as we do have Epsilon just scurrying around trying as fast as they can to get onto this B flag, get the burn, but the spawns are going to be able to hold it off. Julio spawning back in over here next to a trailer. He's going to be able to pick up one. That's David 2K going down by that grenade. Now Epsilon is going to be pressuring in onto a 3-cap themselves. Oh, I got to watch this. Any back spawns? No back spawns. This is huge. No back spawns right now for Dexterity for that A flag. In fact, they're all over here next to that C side. Duke PT will be up above. He needs to get a kill here. No, he does not need to die needlessly, and he does. Could not do any damage. That was a huge opportunity wasted right there from Duke. Now, he did get stuck on that ledge just a little bit, but really, he did not need to expose himself that much. And this nade spam that will be coming back in here is going to be a massive detriment to Epsilon, as we do have that B flag almost instantly being retaken here for Dexterity. Again, Epsilon was in such a good position there on the top C, and just Duke dying as fast as he did opened that game wide up right there. They could have had a really good 2-flag burn for quite a while had he been able to stay alive. Because at the very least, what you're doing there in that situation is just basically keeping at least one, maybe two of the players back there onto that C flag. So Duke PT right now doing some work, picking up a nice little 2-piece. He does manage to get the flag cap as well. Epsilon starting to get over here onto B. We do have them winning out on the flag cap. Mayak now up above inside Escalator. See how much work he's going to be able to do. Remember, they are down in maps, so they have to make something happen here. 50 tickets, 243. They do grab the lead. But now it's going to be a 2-on-1 situation here onto that Bravo flag. Trading out with one, but it's not going to be enough. Dexterity has too much presence here onto that B flag, and that will be a full wipe onto Epsilon. 47 to 38. Triple cap will be incoming right now. Everybody is still in the game, so you can't be saying, well, it's because of a drop. Epsilon right now is just flat out getting outplayed. They are definitely not able to hang with Dexterity at the moment. Dex is just on a whole nother level. Julio will be able to do some damage there onto that C flag. Still going to be trying to get it back for his team, or at the very least hanging them up as much as possible. We do have that A-B hole coming in for Dexterity. Wag going down as well. So they are just falling like flies. Both of these teams actually are starting to go in for these ultra aggressive play, as Epsilon is feeling the pressure. 29 to 36. Immediately Hork is, he's like saying, screw this going for C flag and trying to hold B. We're going to go for this A site and try and get a 3-cap off the back of this as fast as possible. All evened up, 29-29. As we do have Dexterity getting control of that C flag. All four players now going to be pushing in onto that B site. What do we have for the hold on Epsilon? So far, nothing, as they are not in any position to do any damage at all. B flag immediately transitioning over here to Dexterity. We do have a big back rage coming in here for Epsilon to try and get onto that C site, but honestly, it's not going to be able to do anything. As soon as that C flag starts to flash, they should be rotating back over here onto that A flag. Oh, Wag, though, almost jumping in onto a nade, getting the hipfire spray there onto Horik. And there you have it, immediately pushing in onto that A side. We do have Pronac right now pulling back onto that B flag, and this is good. This is something that Dexterity has that no other South American team has. Immediately, when they got the all clear there onto that Charlie flag, you saw Dexterity pull back from A, and they said, you know what, we're going to be playing for tickets. We had that 2 flag advantage. It's too close to try and flip the map. We're just going to go for the bleed. This is exactly what they're going to be doing. It's working out right now. Oh, 2PT! Going huge with the Rex. Picks up a 2-piece, but not going to be enough. Julio will be able to take him down. C and B still going to be in their favor. 7 tickets to 21. And that is going to be game there, guys. As round number 1 of map number 3 going in favor here of Dexterity to 18 tickets. And as I said before, Epsilon needed to win that first round by at least 40 tickets in order to feel comfortable coming back in a round number 2 to win. I honestly do not think that Epsilon is going to be able to take the win here in this next one. Safe, though, 8-15. He is just doing horribly bad compared to what he was yesterday. Yesterday, he was throwing up scores of 18-9. We saw him going, 17 and 4 in one map, 16 and 12. Those type of scores is what he was putting up yesterday. Today, going negative like that, you just can't do it. 20 and 16 for Duke PT. He's the only one that's been fairly consistent so far in terms of putting numbers up after that first round. The rest of the team doing fairly decent. I mean, 19-11, you can't complain about that. 12 and 12 even is not bad, especially for Horik. 12 and 12 for Horik and David 2K are not bad numbers at all. Those are normally what you see those guys laying down. So it's not too surprising to see that coming out from them. But yeah, so guys, let me know down in the chat. Do you think Dex is going to go all the way? Close us out 3-0 in what I would say is fairly upsetting. To see them taking it down 3-0. I did not expect that. Like I said, I thought the game would go to a 3-1 or a 3-2, but not a 3-0. Especially not this. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I did not expect this at all. So, who do you think is going to take it? Do you think Dexterity is going to be able to close this out, or do you think that we are going to be seeing Epsilon being able to stay alive and take it to a 4th map? Alright, so we do have a crash. Should be back in the game here in just a few seconds. Again, we'll just go back over to that splash screen so you guys can kind of check out what we got going on. Once again, BPL, make sure that you go follow them, EGO, or on Twitter, at EGO BPL, as well as you can follow me on Twitter, at BrettFX. We are hopefully going to be able to have a 2nd season. No details on it yet, but definitely stay tuned. As I said, follow them on Twitter for all your updates right there, as well as go to the EGO website. You can type in !BPL to go check that out. Thanks to all of our sponsors as well, for Dolby, for Cooler Master, Sennheiser, Antlion. You guys are awesome. EA and DICE also throwing in, so props to those guys. They did, able to have the amount of prizes in the price of the prize is just ridiculous. I mean, as I said before, about $7,000 in the prize pool is what it's worth. And unlinkable. Excuse me. And yeah, so first place is going to be able to get about $5,000 worth of prizes. Pretty impressive stuff there. And second place will be able to take, I think it's about $1,800 in prizes, which is not bad at all. I mean, that is definitely not bad at all, but you do want that first place. You never want to be counted out for that one. Exactly, Jack. And that's what I was saying before. It's not necessarily about the pings in terms of, well, it's not fair, the pings. It's just that they're not used to playing with these pings. These pings right now, Epsilon, they're used to playing with a high ping of 70. That's their complaint, of 70 ping. So they're not used to having themselves playing with 150 ping. And it's definitely hurting them. We can definitely see that they're just not used to it. But hey, taking nothing away from Dexterity, Dexterity is playing amazingly well. They're making good decisions. They're hitting their shots. And honestly, Dexterity is just playing better as a team, I think. So props to them. And very excited to see what's going to be coming out of the North and South America qualifier cuts for ESL 1. I would be interested to see Dexterity in an offline setting with these teams. I think that would be a very exciting matches to go back and forth. But right now we are going to be seeing Dexterity with a very aggressive push coming over here onto that A side. No shots right there for the Rex. For, who was it? That was 9. He does end up getting killed there, trying to make the repush. So we are going to be seeing Epsilon now starting to fall one by one. They are going to be able to get control of that B and A site. This is exactly what they want to do. Remember, they are down around 16 tickets, 18 tickets actually. So they do have quite a bit of room here, if you will, to make mistakes. But again, they need to get out to a very, very heavy lead with this burn. And it's just not going to be the case. Julio picking up one, Wag picking up one there. Onto that back B, we do see 9 right now trying to take him out over here onto trailers. 135 to 145, looking really, really good right now. Dexterity getting control of that CB hold, and he's going to be able to get control of that A site, as that will be a triple cap coming in very, very quick here against Epsilon. 9 already in a position here onto escalators to do some damage. He's going to be able to spot out at least one. What did he die from? Was that an ace? That looked like he got hit with an ace and died, I swear to God. But he is going to be going down. Wag now pushing back in over here towards mid. They got to be setting up for the defense. I think they should be okay here, as we do have Wag able to spot this back out. Nice play there, taken down safe. They do still have control of that A-B setup. 132 to 124 as Dexterity taking the lead in this second round of the third map. 2 minutes into this game, and we are already at a very, very close back and forth. Nice plays here from Wag as he does take down at least one. Make that 2. Helping out his teammates as best as possible. Again, just really good play here from Dexterity. They are just the kings of being able to spawn in and get those reses in groups and keep the pressure up continuously. Nice rotations coming in as well. Duke PT will be able to pick up one. Epsilon here really struggling. If you look at them, I mean, it's like they don't know where to go. They're getting hit from every which way, and they're just getting completely outplayed. They don't know where they're going to be coming from. Horic with the defense onto the A site. We'll see if he can actually hold onto this as Dexterity now starting to gear up for the push of their own. Horic spotting out 1, spotting out 2, and he's going to be going back and forth. He survives from that nade, but his teammate will end up going down. Do the spawns actually stay up and alive? He is going to be able to get taken down there from Nesk, as we do have Nesk now backing up for a one-on-one of his own, but Epsilon in not the best of positions here. Need to do something very, very quick. 121 to 94. As we do have that B flag now starting to burn back over into the possession here of Epsilon. We do have both players going down though, very, very quick. And something that was very interesting here, the nade placements, I think are something that you guys are not used to. Something that Fnatic was really struggling with on URAM was where they were putting the nades, and it was just, I mean, you could just see the frustration there onto Unfix's face when that actually happened. He's just like, where are these nades coming from? They're just perfect. So that will be a recap now coming in here for Dexterity. Duke PT will be the only player up and alive here onto that A site, as it is now 119 to 76. And Dexterity not looking like they are going to be slowing down, keeping the pressure up as much as possible. Nobody there onto that A site just yet. Horic though trying to do some work onto that B flag. Spots that one. Can't get the 2-piece though. The spawns again just coming in at the perfect time. And Mayak will be able to pick up one. Can't get the 2-piece there. Just not used to the pre-firing that is going to be happening. As he does get picked up eventually. Duke PT also going down. So they are going to try and secure themselves a 3-cap here in just a few seconds. 107 to 66. So there are those nades that are going to be coming back in once more. Remember, 16 tickets before it is all over. But Epsilon doing a fairly decent job of holding it out right now. Safe with that two-piece. Can he make it a third? He does end up getting picked up. Duke PT, though, finishing out the kills. Will hold on to that CB and the A currently. They are going to be able to secure themselves a triple cap once more. And if Epsilon can pin them back into that C flag for as long as possible, this is what's really going to be the game decider here, if they can make their way back into this in terms of tickets. But Horik with a really good job there, gets a hipfire spray, but not expecting one on the other side of the crates. Does end up going down. Now Safe is all alone here. Let's go over here to the free cam view, as we are going to be seeing the rotations coming back up. There is a one-man push there for Dexterity to come in on the backside of that Bravo flag. Not going to be able to get any of the kills there. Epsilon now reinforcing with 4 players here onto that B side. Only one is going to be up in the crate, but a back rage coming in for Dex from Trailer. Can he end up coming around? No, Dexterity deciding to just go ahead and switch over here towards that A side. Mayak does end up going down. David 2K going down as well. Does Horik go for C or does he go for A? He tries to go for C. Immediately gets taken down by Julio, who was just expecting that. And Safe, the only one up in a position here to make any kind of attack, does eventually go down onto that B flag. And now Epsilon is going to be in a same situation where we came back inside of C, 71 to 53. They were able to burn down quite a bit of those tickets, but it's just not enough here, guys. It is just not enough. 52 tickets left for Epsilon. Actually, less than that. About 32 tickets left for Epsilon to try and make a comeback to send this to a game number 4. Wag doing some beast work onto Statue. We'll be able to at the very least stop them pushing in onto that A side. Now it's going to be up to 9 here. I'll try and reinforce over there onto that C flag. He doesn't end up getting picked up. 2 players from Epsilon will be next to Escalators, as they are going to try and stay alive as much as possible. But Nesk says no. Even with Dexterity having 1 player gone right now, as he has dropped out, they are just looking so damn strong. Nesk here, 20 and 8. 20 and 8 here, guys. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And this right now is just Dexterity feeling their groove. They are feeling it right now. They are down 1 player, and they are still able to do this much damage. It is ridiculous. Julio trying to stay up and alive. He does end up trading out onto that B flag. Now it's going to be up to 1 more player. That was Julio, as he does get picked up as well. So Mayak will be able to get the burn there. That will be a triple cap coming on the back end of this. And this is the only saving grace right now that Epsilon has, is that player dropping out. This gives them a chance to come back into this match and try to make something of it. 48 to 32. We'll see if they can actually do this. Dexterity still has plenty of time to try and make a comeback. They have 44 tickets on the board. A true 44 tickets. To Epsilon's, really, what does Epsilon have? Epsilon has about 20? No, they have less than 20. They have about 10, 12 tickets right now to make this happen. They do sit in this nice little triple cap situation. Julio will be able to get the burn there onto C flag. You do see 9 right now inside mid, not able to get the hip fire there with that Rex. 3 players all going down for Dexterity, not able to finish on the C flag. 23 tickets to 29. There you go. The 5th is finally jumping in, but is it going to be too little too late? We'll see in just a few seconds. Nesk will be able to get the burn there onto that C flag, so it is now into their possession. Mav trying to come up inside mid. Don't really know what he's doing with the pistol, but it's working. He takes the P226, and he's going to be able to get the kill there on the Epsilon. No way right there. How was he able to get that? I do not know, but still, Epsilon fighting for this tooth and nail. They need to win this, as I said before, to stay alive. 27 to 8 here, as Dexterity needs to be careful with these spawns. Let's see if they can make this last dish push onto that B flag to try and get the burn. All 4 players are going to be pushing in onto that B side. Here we go. The music is playing, and that is going to be it. So, guys, we are going to see seeing a map number 4, which will be on lockers. Congratulations there to Epsilon, finally putting a score up on the board. But to be honest with you guys, I don't think it would have been possible unless they had that drop. And I hate to say that, but honestly, if it wasn't for that drop, Epsilon would not have been able to do that. 26 tickets is what they finished out with. 26. That is it. Excuse me. Alright, guys, so we are going to be waiting in for this last player to jump on in. As we do head on over to lockers, which is going to be Epsilon's choice. So as we are waiting, I'm going to go get a quick drink of water, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back for some more action. Again, you can go check me out on Twitter at BrettFX. You can also follow this channel as we do go live for multiple events. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with map number 4 of this Bats of 5 series, Epsilon versus Dexterity.
Light the way for me, far out from the scene. Take me where you'll be, 'cause you are my serenity. Light the way for me, far out from the scene. Take me where you'll be, 'cause you are my remedy. Cause you are my remedy. Cause you are my remedy. Cause you are my serenity. Cause you are my serenity.
Alright, guys, we are back here for map number 4. This will be on Operation Locker. And we are going to be seeing Dexterity in a 2-map over 1 of Epsilon. We'll see if Epsilon can take it to a map number 5. They just squeaked it out there towards the end, guys, and it happened to be because, and I hate to say this, because of that drop. If it hadn't been for that drop, I think Dexterity could have thrown this out with 3-0 and taken that first place prize, but that was not going to be the case here today, as we did see Epsilon able to clutch out towards the very, very end by not too many tickets. But we are going to be seeing here onto lockers, which Epsilon is absolutely really good here onto lockers. We see some really good play from him yesterday on this particular map. They ended up taking down Fnatic very convincingly, and we'll see if that's going to be the case here today with Dexterity to take it to a map 5. 2-on-2 here for that C flag. Epsilon is not going to be able to win that battle just yet. It's still going to be a little bit of a standstill, as WAG will be bouncing out towards that A site. Nobody really pushing in onto this mid position here towards A or towards B. It looks like both teams going for a fairly safe breakout themselves. And that will be, it looks like a CB hold so far for Dexterity. Now 9 is going to try and do some damage here onto Mountain. He knows he's going to get at least one from Epsilon there. He does end up getting picked up as well. Nobody out onto the C flag for Dexterity just yet. Looks like they may go for an A rotate. There it is. One player going down. Ness going to try to do some damage as well. He's going to be able to pick up Duke PT. Not Duke PT, Duke. I'm sorry. That is an old name there for Duke. But Mayak here will be back up. Now Mayak plays very well in this position, getting a nice little 2-piece, but it's not going to be enough. As 4 players going to be up for Dexterity. They all spawn bomb there into that A flag. Nobody is going to be rotating out to that B just yet. We are going to be seeing them now. Pork going down onto that B site. No burn for them. And they are going to be able to hold on to this 2 flag lead. 141 to 128. Nice little push coming over here for that A defense. Looks like it has been successful. Only 1 player is going to be up and alive for Epsilon. That is going to be Nesk here with a potential kill. Now his teammate will be able to finish that out. Can he get the Magnum kill on this last player? He wants it, and he does get the hip shot Magnum to take him out. Nice plays there from Dexterity. That will be an A, B. Is that going to be a C hold? Triple cap coming in 2 minutes into this match, as we are going to be seeing Epsilon trying to get back onto this B site to do some kind of damage. Julio waiting in for a possible push coming up into those A stairs. Really want to see what Epsilon is going to try and do to get out of this hole. Again, Epsilon has really stayed in a really bad position here most of the time. In most of these maps, they haven't really been able to get much pressure out onto Dexterity. 138 to 106. As we will be seeing now that C site starting to burn back over. But oh, nice little push coming out here, as Duke will be able to pick up 1 Hork, helping him out as well. So now A flag will start to burn back over, but they do give up those back B spawns, which is absolutely okay. You really don't matter if you give up those back B spawns when you are rotating onto the A site. It is going to be completely alright here for Epsi if they do manage to hold on to the C flag, which they do have a lot of resources here. They do have Mayak sitting on top, which he will be able to pick up Pronac. We do also have, it looks like David 2K in an Overwatch position. So he should be able to, at the very least, spot out how many players are going to be out here onto the C site. Now, what this particular situation does... Oh, shooting him through the smoke. Nice play here from David. Still going to be holding on to this, and he gets the pick up there onto 9, locking it down. This is the play right now that we're used to seeing from David 2K, and now he's starting to heat up just a little bit onto this Lockers map. And as I said before, Lockers is a really good map for Epsilon. We have seen them play this out very, very well multiple times, and so far it is going to be working into their favor, 106 to 103. But we have seen this many, many a times as they come back and they just end up falling short there towards the end of the match. But Duke PT getting taken down and taken out. Epsilon now in a on the back foot here, as they do have to play a little bit of defense for this A site. Dexterity may go in for a very big push here for that alpha flag. Nope, he ends up getting taken down. Pronac possibly pulling back here. Don't know if he's going to be making a push inside that A site just yet. He does get taken down, but look at the push coming out right now. David 2K could go ham here. He misses every single one of those Magnum shots. C flag will go into the possession of Dexterity, but they do lose out onto that Bravo site. Let's see what the repush is going to be for Dex. If they do try and transition to that alpha flag, or if they're going to try and push back in onto that B flag, just now getting the C cap. So they're a little bit slow there onto that rotation. And we'll see if Epsilon can capitalize off this. A flag already going to be burning, as we do have, it looks like 9 here in the backside. Just trying to decide where he wants to push in. We do have Julio also with a potential push there inside connector, but really they're not in the best position here to make any kind of a push. Epsilon looking really good with the defense. Ooh, David 2K trying to poke out just a little bit there. Does get taken down. Now it's going to be up to Julio to come in through inside mid. Doesn't go over to the B site, instead trying to possibly come over here onto beepers. It does go into the favor of Dexterity so far. Ness, though, running for his life, not able to stay alive for too long, as he does end up getting taken down. Now safe with the pickup of his own, 66 to 92 in favor here of Epsilon. Looking pretty darn good so far with the defense on both C and A. They will be able to cap back both of the stronger flags on this particular map. We'll see how long they can actually hold it here for. Nice pickup there for safe. Again, he played very, very well yesterday with the defense there onto Mayak. They played this just about perfectly, but we'll see if that's going to be the case here. Duke PT does end up going down. Mayak now on the outside, already in a bad position. He should be able to get some spawns off on the backside of A. And that is exactly what's going to be happening here. One player from Dexterity was trying to hold off onto that B site. Immediately, we're going to be seeing 2 more players starting to shift back over. But that is a beautiful move here from Epsilon, as they did end up forcing the majority of the defense on that A site back over there towards B and giving up the stronger flag of the 2. In fact, they may even lose that B site, and they do. That is going to be a slight little 3-cap coming in here, and now Dexterity is forced outside of the map. This is huge here for Epsilon. If they can force Dexterity outside and keep the spawns over there, either a back B or back C, they're going to be able to cause some massive damage here. Will be able to trade out there. That will be Duke there, getting that last little shot. Mayak, though, picking up one teammate with the crossfire. That's going to be safe, taking down Pronek as well. 39 to 79. And guys, this may just come down to the fact of maps. And Epsilon right now is just playing this out beautifully. Lockers is a map that we have seen Dexterity not the best on. I would say that Uran is probably a little bit better on the lockers. I've seen them playing a couple of times. But yeah, Dexterity starting to struggle just a little bit here on coming back into this match. 25 tickets left, 278. We do have Safe all alone trying to hold on to that alpha flag. Not going to happen. No rotation out yet for Epsilon, as we will be seeing Dexterity starting to lead the charge over here to that B site. 23 tickets, 274. That 2 flag advantage will be in favor here of Dext. Actually, a really slow rotation there for Epsilon. I don't think they realized that all of Dexterity was actually onto that alpha flag. Instead, they held onto it way too long, and they're playing just a little bit too slow. But Ness there picking up a triple kill, now making it a 4-man wipe there onto Epsilon. Unfortunately, we did not catch that, but massive frags coming over here for Nesk. Let's take a look right now at Nesk. Where is he at? 17 and 9, basically carrying the team on his back, and also getting a Magnum to boot. Let's just hold on with Nesk here for a little while, as he's locking down this team by himself. 22 and 54. They have burned 25 tickets off of Dexterity. I'm sorry, of Epsilon. And now it is going to be up to Dex to try and repush once more inside of that A site. 19 tickets, 250. We are going to be seeing Julio. Oh, the bad timing right there. 3 players now going down. 4 players going down now for Dexterity. Those back B spawns are going to be incoming. And we'll see how Epsilon's going to be able to hold on to this. Nice job there for Wag, able to get the kill there on the safe. 8 tickets, 250. This will be the first game that Epsilon has really just stayed in control almost the entire map. And they could potentially lock this down. They do transition out to that C flag almost immediately. 4 tickets left, 249. As soon as they do spawn in for Dexterity, it is all going to be over. Only 2 players left up and alive. And that is going to be it. They could burn down a couple more tickets, but honestly, not a whole lot that they can do. And that will be a 45 ticket advantage for Epsilon as they do run into the second round of the 4th map. And like I said, I believe that's the first That's the first round that Epsilon has been in control. All right, taking a look at the KDs. Duke going ham, 24 and 12. The only player going up in the 20s. 18 and 9 there for Meg, 16 and 9 for Hork, 15 and 6 for David, and Safe going 12 and 7. Now, what is the difference here of this Epsilon team than what we saw in previous maps? Well, it's the fact that every single one of their players are putting good numbers up on the board. Obviously, Duke BT with that 20 plus kills, that helps out too. But with them being able to all put up frags on the board, that is what's the difference maker here. That is why they were able to stay in control as long as they were able to on this map. And they were fighting good battles on flags. You know, something that we saw on Paracel Storm was that they were not fighting on the flag. They were fighting in open areas. They were getting three pieces, but it didn't really matter. This time, they were fighting where it mattered. They were rotating really well. They were a little bit slow on some of the rotations out from B to C, I will admit, but they're being a little bit cautious there because they're used to having somebody over here onto rocks, which is definitely understandable, so I could see that happening. Yeah, very good play so far out of Epsilon, and we might be seeing them starting to make a little bit of a comeback here. Again, this is going to be a best of 5. So far, it is 2-1 in favor here of Dexterity, but with that 50 ticket advantage, 45 ticket advantage for Epsilon, it's going to give them a little bit of a buffer, and they are going to have a little bit more of a momentum shift in their favor. A little bit. Not much. A little bit. All right, so we are going live on this round, and we will be seeing Dexterity on the harder breakout side. We are going to be seeing Dexterity on the better breakout side, and Epsilon on the worse side. So Dexterity has the opportunity to go for a very fast CA hold. And if they do capitalize on this, they could go out for a very big 35 ticket lead. If that's the case, then it'll be just like what we saw in Siege of Shanghai. They'll have plenty of tickets really to buffer any kind of mistake that they may have. And Epsilon's going to have a really tough time trying to come back if they do get stuck, either in the back B spawns or outside. We are going to be seeing, Dexterity going in for a very heavy C push. 3 players, probably one of them will have rockets. We do see that quite a bit. Yep, we are going to be seeing 1 rocket being used. Port goes down almost immediately. Does Epsilon go for a heavy A push? Oh, Epsilon does go for a heavy A push, and they are going to be able to take A. Nice play there, switching the map immediately, but nobody is the backside for that B flag. We do see Duke now trying to rotate over here towards that Charlie site. He is going to be looking in for potential players pushing in from tunnels, but they have already made their way inside the map. Now Duke PT looking in for that last little kill. Epsilon has managed to transition back over there, but they don't need to over-rotate here and leave that A flag too exposed, as Duke will be the last player from Epsilon up and alive, picking up one. That will be Julio going down, getting at the 2-piece as he does take down Pronek as well. B flag still not being contested just yet. Should be an easy cap right there. Nobody rotating back over here for Dext, as Meg did get picked up from Mountain. Should be spawning in on the Safe here in just a few seconds. I want to see what Safe is going to do. Again, the Safe Mayet combo on this A flag is so damn good. We have seen them time and time again just basically winning out on insurmountable odds. And unfortunately, Hork doesn't end up getting picked up. Meg now making his way just a little bit too slow onto that alpha flag. Would have liked to have seen him spawning in on the Safe as opposed to trying to run his way all the way back into that alpha flag. Again, a little bit of a slow push coming back out to that B flag for the rotation. But we'll see if Epsilon is going to be able to capitalize on this. Or I'm sorry, if Dexterity is going to be able to capitalize on this. But they do now have that bleed and the lead in their favor. Remember, that 45 ticket advantage is really going to be coming into play here, as we've seen it multiple times in other matches and other maps in this series. And that is no different for this situation. Duke, though, spawning out one inside kitchen, just takes his head off at the range. And trying to go back in for that 2-piece, not going to happen. Hork also pushing back in. He gets shot and taken down, but that B flag will be staying inside Epsilon's favor, as we do have 9 with those back B spawns, something that is very difficult to hold onto that B flag is because you do have to recognize how bad those back respawns actually are. The last second spawn coming back in as well for Dexterity, as Hork will be up above. So many players are dying back and forth, but Hork goes in for the Batman kill, gets one, gets two, cleaning it back out, and he is going to be able to get control and hold on to this B site. Three-man wipe there for Dexterity. And if you look at the board, nobody is able to get any frags going on for Dex right now. Nesk is pretty much completely shut down. He is even 4-4, and there's those nice little sticky nades sitting inside the wall. Always gotta love those. But we'll see if Epsilon's going to be able to get back the lead here and extend it even more so than what we're already seeing there. Nest doesn't get picked up. We do see Epsilon kind of pushed over here inside of that alpha side of the map. Do manage to take down Julio, which will open it back up. B flag starting to get contested as well. We do have 9 with the defense. He does end up getting picked up eventually, though. 2 more players aren't going to be spawning back in, and the reses are too strong. But no, David is even stronger as he takes down all 3 of those players. Hork helping out at the very last second. Nice job here from Epsilon. 111 to 111, all evened up, all tied, as they have forced Dexterity into those back A spawns. Once again, Hork will be back for the anchor position. We do have Epsilon starting to shift over there towards C flag. Don't know if I agree with that too much. It will be an easier push onto that C flag, but again, I don't know. I think that A flag would have been really, really handy to have, but then again, it was 4 players from Dexterity that was over here next to A that could have pushed in on it. So you do have that little tidbit to have to worry about. But Julio now making his way back over there towards that alpha flag for the defense. Duke will be up above here onto B. There's still 1 more player going to be left up alive. Now he has to be careful not to let those spawns coming back in too soon, because we will be seeing a maybe a possible double spawn here onto that B flag, which is exactly what's going to be happening here. Duke picking up 1, picking up 2 as he takes down Pronek and 9. Pretty much by himself, holding onto this B flag. Make that a 3rd, looking for the 4th, but not possible. Too many players from Dexterity were there onto that B flag, but that does leave other flags open, as Julio is basically one-man arming it. He says, you know what? Duke may be pretty good, but I'm just as good, as he takes down 3 players of his own, holding onto that alpha flag. Oh my god, crazy plays going back and forth. The rotation here from Dexterity onto that C flag already happening, and it should be able to pick up the 2 flag advantage, and it does. Beautiful plays coming out from both teams, 90 to 95. You could not ask for a closer match right now, and that is exactly what we are seeing. B-side completely overwhelmed here from Epsilon. Wag does end up going down. Now it's going to be up to Julio once again for this save, and he just cannot do it this time, as he does end up getting picked up. 3 players now down for Dexterity. We are going to see Hork pushing in onto C as well. Probably a big spawn bomb happening over here towards that alpha flag. Maybe 1 or 2 randoms could possibly come back in, but no. Does look like 3 players are going to be up and alive for Dexterity to try and make the push happen. So far, no dice, as every single one of them are shut down. Julio managed to make his way over here towards Kitchen, but those spawns will be coming into effect, as that A flag now going back over into the favor. But the problem here, guys, is that we do have that 3 cap coming into effect, and while the 3 cap doesn't hasten the burn at all, what it does is it forces teams to have to do twice as much work to get the bleed in their favor once again. And that is a very, very important aspect of this particular game mode, is of course that bleed. Looking right now, though, they do secure themselves that B site. They do have control of that alpha flag. So Epsilon may have gotten just a little bit too carried away there. It is by no means over yet. We have seen ticket bleeds happening on this map. Crazy ticket bleeds happening on this map. So Dexterity can absolutely come back. It is 71-70 with Epsilon just now losing the lead to Dexterity. And they're starting to heat up on their frags as well. Look at that. Julio 13-5. Pronet going to be 12 or 10-12. So he's starting to get up in double digits as well. As 9 going 11-7. We did have Ness dropping out there for a little bit. So hopefully he can fix his problems pretty soon, because he is a key element to this team. And if he's not in this match doing some damage, then not too sure what they're going to be able to do. But he is now back in the server and should be doing some work for his teammates here pretty darn soon. Hork doing a good job there. We do have 2 more players going down for Dext, as we do see that BC cap coming back in. 51 tickets to 68. 45 tickets, remember, will be our ticket count that Dexterity has to win by. They have to win by 46 or more in order to shut this down and take the win. We might be seeing a map number 5 here, as Epsilon is looking so darn strong. Two more players going down from Dexterity. Julio, though, finishing out that last player from Epsilon inside back A. We'll be able to continue on this burn with that Alpha and Bravo setup. 63 tickets left, or if you are looking at the ticket count, will be about 15 to 17 tickets left for Dexterity. And Mick getting that nice little grenade kill there will help out quite a bit as the pressure is mounting quite heavily here onto that B site. Not able to hold onto that burn for too long. Pork, the last player up and alive for Epsilon. We do see some more back B spawns coming back in. We'll take a look at Mick and see what he does decide to do. But the problem right now is that 4 players for Dexterity were in a position onto B site in order to hold onto that. So they don't really have a whole lot of room here for Epsilon to try and wiggle their way back in, but that C flag now going back in favor here of Dexterity, and this is where it gets really scary here for Epsilon, as that they might just end up losing this lead. 26 to 58. As I said before, it is not done yet. You have got to be on your toes with this Dexterity team. They can absolutely come back at any deficit, and that's exactly what's happening here, guys. 56 tickets to 21. 11 tickets left for them to make their comeback, and they are going to try their damnedest to do just that. Shut this down. They are looking so damn good. One player is going to be left back up. That will be Julio. If there's one guy that you want alive in order to hold on to an alpha point, that will be Julio. Spotting out one, will be able to take down 2. Looking in for the 2-piece. Not going to be able to find him just yet, but the spawns are going to be coming in just in time. Epsilon putting in so much effort here to get onto this alpha site. Will be able to do just that. Do they get the burn in time? 6 tickets left, 253. So close here, guys, as we are going to be seeing 8 to 5 basically, with that 2 flag advantage possibly going back over here in favor of Dexterity. Only one player is going to be up and alive, holding on to this B burn, as Epsilon will finally start to get the rotate back over into their possession. But remember, every single spawn is going to count for both of these teams. They get the 2 flag burn. A site is now going to be completely grayed out. 3 tickets to 5 right now. So close. Can Dexterity close this out right now, or will Epsilon be able to hold on and take it to a map number 5? And I don't know. It's going to be so close. 1 ticket left. 2 tickets. Will they be able to do this? They have managed to able to secure themselves that C flag. 46, 45, 1 more ticket down, and can they do it? They can. Epsilon takes it to a map number 5 by the skin of their teeth. 1 ticket left for them to do so. Such a close game. Oh my God, such a close game. We are going to see a map number 5, which will be on Zavod here, guys. That is crazy, crazy comeback right there from Dexterity, only to lose that in the very end. Wow, that was intense. Like, words do not even describe that. That was crazy, crazy comeback right there. So, yeah, great play right there for Epsilon. 23 and 13 there for Meg, laying down the law, safe going 15-11. And as I said before, that Meg's safe combo there onto A flag is really, really good. But, oh my gosh, my voice is giving out right now, guys, as I'm yelling pretty much at the top of my lungs. Probably my neighbors are going to be like, what the heck is he doing? But we are going to go to a map number 5, which will be on Zavod. So, guys, definitely stick around for that. I am going to go get me a bottle of water, as my voice, like I said, is starting to crack pretty darn bad, worse than what it was at the beginning of the cast. So, we'll be right back in just a few short seconds, so don't go anywhere.
Fisher-Price Ultralight Day and Night Play Yard. Half the weight of the competition to help you lighten the load. From Fisher-Price, for the best possible start. Sometimes babies have a tough time deciding what they like. The Fisher-Price 4-in-1 Rock and Glide Soother. With 2 ways to rock and 2 ways to glide. It soothes your baby every time. From Fisher-Price.
Alright guys, we are back for the final map of this best of 5 here on Zavod. Epsilon versus Dexterity. Who will come out on top? I don't know, guys. I think that Dexterity has a slight advantage. They are really, really good on this map. But honestly, guys, if Epsilon is able to get the control that they were on Lockers, I could absolutely see them being able to take this. But still, wow, what a game. Crazy, crazy, craziness going back and forth. Literally one ticket was all that it took for that last match. So here we are on the breakout. Dexterity will be on the Chinese or the U.S. side. We are going to be seeing a very heavy A push, which is very, very common on the U.S. side now. Epsilon going for a little bit of a safe breakout as well. Going over towards that B site. Should be able to cap over here onto A and B for the time being. Horik looking for some mid. Will be able to pick up that first blood there as he does end up getting the help from his teammates as well. Possibly pushing in on to that C flag here in just a few seconds. And that is going to be the case as they do try and rotate onto that Charlie flag. That would be safe. Taking down one. Can he get the two-piece here? His spawning teammate will be able to finish it back off, but how long can they hold it as that B flag is now getting contested from both sides. Mayak all alone here in a one-on-two situation as they do lose out on the burn onto that B flag. C flag will start to go back down into the favor here of Dexterity. That is going to be a triple cap potentially here. No, we do have Epsilon now flooding over here onto the A flag as 9 is going to be back up as well. 138 to 144 as we do have Dexterity taking out that lead right from the start. And this is exactly what Dexterity wants to do. They want to get out to a very early lead. Epsilon, though, need to get control of that C site. If they don't get control of that C site, they are going to be very, very hurting for tickets. But right now, WAG holding strong here onto that Bravo flag. We do have C only getting contested by one player from Epsilon. And this is interesting here. So they're going all the way back around here for that Bravo flag push. And we'll see right now in the overview as it is going to be 3 players now pushing up onto that B flag. Where's the rotations here from Dexterity? There's the help coming back in from that C site, as they will be pushing it from both sides. So far, it is going to be Epsilon winning out on this battle, but 2 more players are going to be spawning back in for Dexterity. Does Epsilon know that there's going to be a back rage coming their way? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. In fact, they're kind of getting a little bit aggressive there onto that C flag, but immediately they do see that B site starting to tick on over into the favor here of Dexterity. Dexterity still keeping the pressure up onto that B flag. Epsilon doing all that they can to stay alive, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Every single one of them getting wiped up onto that B flag. It is now going to be going over into the possession here of Dexterity. At the same time, we do have Safe trying to push down below. Horik is also going to be able to pick up at least one of the kills, but they got to watch out from behind, as those players from Dexterity pushing in from that B flag will be right on top of them here in just a few seconds, and that's exactly what happened there for a second. They did get cleaned up, but really, it is really close match so far. Again, 110 to 130. I know the tickets aren't exactly even, but still, with the way these teams are going back and forth, it is very close. And now that A flag will start to burn back over here for Epsilon. Julio, though, locking it down once again, getting that 2-piece. This man is on fire. And I got to say, Julio and Nesk are difference makers. Every single team that these guys have played on, they have been the reason why that team either succeeds, or if they're off of that team, why they fail. I mean, we saw it with Noobs of War. They were unstoppable when Nesk and Julio were on that team. Uran, same way. Nesk and Julio, well, Julio wasn't on Uran for that long, but Nesk, I mean, beast of a team there for Uran. Dexterity now. Who is going to be able to take these guys down? I don't know. But Julio right now is still staying alive inside tunnels, going back and forth. 96 to 123. Dexterity has that slight little advantage there. Still waiting in for the push onto that Charlie flag. Not able to get the spot out there. He does end up going down. Really good defense there for Epsilon to get up that last kill. But unfortunately, nobody is up and alive. And ooh, don't really like that. Safe. Looked like he was going to try and rotate over there towards that alpha flag. But that could have been a huge blunder there if that was going to be the case. And again, Dexterity is going to be losing out a player there, dropping at the just absolute wrong time. And, you know, unfortunately, guys, there's nothing you can do about it. This game, it's in the rules. You know, if you drop, well, you just have to join back in as fast as possible. It happens to every single team. It happens to everybody. And it's something that you just have to deal with. But Mav looks like he is going to be jumping in here for one of the players. Not really sure who he's jumping in for just yet. Looks like 9 has... nope, 9 is still in. But anyways, Mav is going to start to re-push over there towards that alpha side. Duke PT, though, down below, looking for anybody going through tunnels. And he is going to be able to pick up at least one. That will be Mav going down. Immediately starting to rotate back around. And this is looking really good here for Epsilon, as they're going to be jumping in onto this alpha flag, trading it right now for that C site. See how long they can hold on to this B flag. Now, we have seen AC holds happen before, or I'm sorry, AB holds happen before on this map. MYM actually was one of the teams that I've seen most successfully, anyways, hold on to an AB hold. We'll see if that's going to be the case here for Epsilon, or will Dexterity be able to come back and finish it off. So far, it looks like they are going to be able to hold on to that B site. 9, though, gets taken down trying to re-push over there towards Charlie flag. But at the same time, they do have a rotate for Julio onto that A. 80 tickets to 85. We are all evened up across the board. Really hurting them right now is that that drop right there in the middle of the match. I have to say, I do feel bad for him. But we'll see if they can make the most of it here. And that is going to be Julio going down, trying to hold on to that alpha site. Mav is going to be back up as well. He ends up going down. Really good play there from Duke. And that is going to be a 3-cap coming on the back end of all of those shots. We'll hold on with Duke right now, as he's going to be in a 1-on-3 situation here in just a few seconds. He does spot out 2 of the players now next to Smash. Not able to pick up any of them right now. They are leaving Horik relatively undefended right now. This is a little bit of a scary situation for Horik to be in. Should get the spawns off right about now, which that is going to be Duke coming back in. Where is the rest of Dex? Looks like they decided to go in for a slight mid-push there. We do have one going around for a back rage onto that C site. Dexterity, though. Mav, can he hold on to this? He is in a fairly decent position. Look at the spawn bombs coming back in for that B flag. C is not going to be flashing just yet. And Epsilon is not going to be able to hold on to this B flag. The last player up and alive for Dexterity, able to get those reses, and we'll be able to get the burn onto that B flag as well. And I love this play right now. Love this play here from Dexterity. They just waited patiently because they knew that the rotation was going to happen for that alpha flag as soon as B went over into their favor. And look at this. This is just a beautiful, beautiful play here from Dexterity. See if they can actually clutch this out, and they are going to be able to do just that. Julio taking down that last player onto that C site. So really good plays coming out for both of these teams. 65-48. Epsilon getting a little bit of a lead here. And we'll see if they can actually extend that. Right now, Epsilon is pushed back towards those A spawns. We do have a couple of players starting to bleed out. One is going to be getting a nice little back rage there onto that B site. Big spawn bomb happening over here onto Bravo. This will be Pronac, the only player up and alive for Dexterity, trying to hold on to this. He does not win out in the gunfight there for David. Anybody re-pushing from that C flag. We do have 3 players now starting to go all the way in the backside to B. And at the moment, it looks like he is just going to be holding on strong. This will be Nesk picking up Duke. That C flag still going to be in the possession here of Dexterity. A and B should be getting contested here. It does look like Pronac did go down, but that B flag, is it going to be safe? Will Epsilon be able to hold on to this right now? Not looking like it's going to be the case. Mav will be up and alive. Oh, he's getting shot from behind. Not able to make the move fast enough here as David 2K putting the pressure here onto that C site. Spots out one inside tank. Gets the kill with the Ace-23 and will be able to get the burn as well. So we might be seeing another 3-cap coming in on the back end of this. Mayak here. Oh, if he can get this kill, Mayak could go ham here and secure a plus probably 40 ticket advantage if that's the case, but no, he does end up going down. Had he have gotten that, guys, that would have meant the Dexterity would have had to make a big push either to C or to A. Either way, they would have not been in a 2-flag burn advantage and would have allowed Epsilon to burn quite a bit of those tickets off. But Warwick now up above, trying his best to stay alive. It does look like Duke UT will end up falling as well. So many players there from both teams dying onto that C section. Duke going to be outside next to mid, 44-19. 20 ticket difference between these two teams right now in the first round of the final map of this best of 5 series. And David 2K, can he go ham right now, spotting out 2 of the players? It does take him down with that beautiful Magnum shot there with the hipfire spray, and he gets the nade kill as well. So nice play there from David, holding on strong when he needs to. And I think that Dexterity really is going to have to start picking up a lot of their frags here, but no, not going to be possible. C flag going into their possession, 9 tickets to 38. I will say this, though, Dexterity doesn't have a whole lot of tickets here to make up in round number 2, so they do have to be happy about that. Duke BT, though, going around the backside, picking up the Rex kill, as well as a couple of AEKs, and 4 players going to be down for Dexterity to finish that out, 37-0. So is this going to be the comeback, guys? Is this going to be Epsilon able to take this series 3-2 and clutch themselves that first place prize, as they have been lagging behind a lot. They have been lagging behind a lot in this match. So it's going to be a close one. If you take a look, they're still having issues getting their 5th and final player in. Mav looks like he did leave. If you take a look at the scoreboards, though, 13-7 there for Safe, 19-12 for Hork, 14-10 for David, 21-15 for Duke. Duke really is stepping up. He's from the beginning, from the first map, he was looking a little shaky, but ever since that first map, he's really started to shape up for this Epsilon team, and he's been consistent ever since then. So that right there, props to him. Hork also starting to pick it back up, as well as Safe. Safe was also one of those players that you really want him to start doing well in those frag departments and getting into those 15 to 16 digits. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. Getting up into the teens, really to put the pressure in on them. So so far we are going to be seeing a 37 ticket advantage for Epsilon. They are going to have the harder breakout side, as well as the harder side in general. We'll see if they do end up going in for a very aggressive. Or I'm sorry, no, they're going to be the U.S. team. They're going to have the easier breakout side and the better side in general. So we'll see if they can actually, if they go out for a very heavy A push. Like I said, their options are pretty good here. They can go out for a safe play where they put 2 on C, 1 in mid, 2 on B. That's kind of what was the standard for a while. But you can also do a very heavy A push, which is what we saw Dexterity doing. And the reason why you want to do that A push is because if you can get about 3 initial kills, as well as any of the back spawns that could happen onto A for randoms, and force them over onto Bravo flag, they have to cross a lot of open ground. And there's a lot of head glitches. In between B and C, the B flag and the CA flag. So a lot of potential there for players to go down. It's one of the good things about forcing them over there onto that B flag. The bad thing about that situation is that you do have to worry about the back A spawns. Back A spawns are pretty difficult, but you need just a very, very strong anchor, or you need to be a team that can rotate fairly fast. Now, Epsilon has been kind of lacking a little bit throughout the majority of this series in terms of rotations. They've been very slow, especially on Locker. We saw them slowly rotating. Parasol Storm was another one that they were very slow on their rotations, and that has not been the case. I don't think here for Zavad. I think for Zavad they've been fairly decent so far. Okay, so still waiting in for these last players. I'm not sure if we're waiting in for a caster or not, but we should be getting going here very, very soon. Actually, I don't even know. Yeah. Sorry there, guys. Had to sneeze. I'm sure you didn't want to hear that in your nice little ears. But yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. It really sucks to see these drops, because I do think that on, what was it, Siege? Let me look at my notes here. Siege of Shanghai, if it had have not been for that drop, Dexterity would have been able to clutch this out very easily, a 3-0. But because of that drop, Epsilon was able to come back and secure themselves that win. So that is definitely not, favorable. I mean, it does happen in every tournament. It even happens in the offline lands. So, it's something that these teams have to be wary of. And it is in Dexterity's server, so you can't really say, well, it's not because it's not in their server. It's their server. So if they've had problems with it in the past, they should have been able to fix it or get another server. So, anywho's, we are back. Epsilon will be on the U.S. side. Dexterity on the Russian side. Epsilon, I would say that they're going to send at least 1 to A. Probably going to be Duke or Hork that's going to be pushed over here to A. They might send 2 to A. I'm not too sure. They're definitely going to be sending at least 2 over into mid, possibly 1 over there towards B. And is that going to be the case? Yeah, David is going to be going in for a very, very long A push. There's those 2 going in for A. Actually, very defensive style coming out here from the start. So they didn't push up in the mid as hard as I thought they were going to, but they are going to be able to get control of the flag, it looks like. WAG is going to be way back behind in tanks right now. So he's going to be pushing back up onto the burn. He's currently winning the burn right now, as this is going to be a 1-on-2 situation going back and forth. Let's take a look right now in the free cam version, as Dexterity is getting wiped up 3-on-1 now, as WAG is the only player up and alive. Can he make it out? No, he does end up getting taken down. Unfortunately, now that A site was getting contested as well, David will be up actually on the burn right now, but he does hear that person running back and forth. Will be able to pick up at least 1. So good plays right there. Kind of surprised that Brunette didn't shoot those panels out. Usually that's the first place that you check. But oh, look at that. David 2K winning out on the second gunfight. Beautiful job right there. Can he make it a third? He does! Oh my god, David right now pulling off a great defense of this Alpha Cap. Will be able to send his team out to a fairly decent lead. So far, 20-ticket advantage. They do have control of an odd setup here with that AB But honestly, looking so darn good. Safe there, missing out on his opportunity to get a couple of kills. He does end up going down himself. Now a 3-on-3 fight for this B flag. And Epsilon does have at least 2 players, I believe, on these tanks. But they are bunched up quite a bit. One nade would do a massive amount of damage. Now only one player is up, left, and alive. Do they go for that C side, or are they going to be trying to go for B? It looks like one of them transitioning over to that Charlie flag. But there are so many players here. Oh, the 2-piece coming in for Duke. Duke will be able to get onto Bravo, but does he know there's at least one coming in from behind? He does trade out with them. Nice job here. Epsilon starting to heat up now in the frag department, as we did not see them doing earlier, and it does look like I have crashed out once again. So we're going to try and jump back in as fast as possible here, guys. Do apologize once more. But very, very good plays coming out from Epsilon, as they are going to be able to hold on to those flags. 122 to 128 currently right now in favor here of Epsilon. Safe is still struggling with that 0-4 setup. 0-4 KD. He needs to start getting a little bit more underneath his belt, or his team is really, really going to struggle. Now remember, they do have that 30-some-odd tickets their advantage in order to try and come back from that. So they do have a little bit of a buffer, but it's not a whole lot. We have seen Dexterity able to come back from this. Hork also struggling as well, going 0-5. So definitely the frags are not going Epsilon's way this time. A couple of players are doing some big, big work, but as a team, they are not looking so hot. And there we are back into the game. So we are going to be seeing Epsilon now forced over here towards those alpha flags. Dexterity has managed to get control of C and B at the same time, but they are just falling like flies over here onto that C side. Epsilon getting almost a free cap. Only one player will be alive here for Dexterity. Do we see those spawns coming back in? We need to see those spawns. There it is. One spawn will be up right now. Does he get the kill? He takes down Meg. Looking for the 2-piece here. Pulls it out. That 93R will get the assist, though. So that B flag will be staying into their possession. It's staying safe for the time being, but Epsilon needs to be careful not to overextend themselves too far from the C site, because if they do get triple capped off of this, most likely the back A spawns will be coming into effect, and that is not a place that you want to try and fight your way out from once again. But 115 to 86, Dexterity coming back with a vengeance here. But Epsilon is no team to toy with either. Big 2-man spawn here in the backfield. Julio will be leading that charge for that A side. 3-man spawn actually coming over here on the backfield, as Epsilon is getting shot to pieces here. 2 players now going down for Epsilon. Julio still up and alive. Looks like that last call has been made for it. It is going to be clear. No, we are going to be seeing Duke still back here onto the A site, causing some trouble. We'll spot out at least one of those players. As that may catch him, it doesn't. So Duke right now still going to be up and alive, causing some trouble here for this team, but unfortunately they are going to be forced out to only one of the flags. 105 to 73. They're going down to a fairly decent deficit here, as we do need to be seeing them starting to equalize this back out quite a bit. Hork, though, going back and forth. He ends up getting taken down. Meg now going to be jumping back inside that C site. Looks like they did end up trading out. So C, B hold. No, B is getting contested as well. So now it's going to be a C, A hold here, as Epsilon with a massive spawn coming in for that Charlie flag. 102 to 65 in favor here of Dexterity, and they're just going to be waltzing on in to this C site. Wag now going to be coming back in, picks up Meg himself, looking for that possible 2-piece. It will be going back and forth with Safe, I believe. Can he get the kill? He does take down Hork, looking for Safe. 2 more players, pulls out the G18, and it was plenty of time there for those spawns to come back in onto that C site. Beautiful job coming out for this Dexterity team. Will be able to get control of that C flag. 92 to 60. They absolutely can come back from this, immediately transitioning over to that B flag. And now we're going to be seeing a 3-cap in favor here of Dexterity, with Epsilon half the fight out of those back A spawns, like we were talking about before. Nesk does end up getting picked up, trying to be a little bit super sneaky there. Not going to be happening, though. 92 to 46. Remember, 37 tickets is the ticket count that Dexterity has to beat, and if they keep going on at this rate, that is absolutely going to happen. As it is now, 2 flags going to be burning. That A site going over into the favor here of Epsilon. Also going to be seeing Duke PT up top. So far, nobody has dropped out of here just yet, so still a very fair and even game going back and forth between the 2 teams. 82 tickets to 39. Epsilon has to be feeling that crunch right now. And they do end up not being able to get back in onto that C flag. Meg with the defense for that alpha site, picking up one of his own. See for how long here A is going to be burning. Epsilon with a big spawn coming back in. Nice pickup there onto Nesk. Who else is going to be spawning back in? It's going to be a two-man spawn here for Dexterity. Duke BT, though, losing out on the battle. Did not go for the reload. Instead, he's trying to get that Rex kill. One more shot would actually do that. He has to duck down as much as possible to stay alive. He picks up Wag. Beautiful job right there. But there's still one player left up and alive here onto that alpha flag. Meg is now going to be alive. He ends up taking him down as well. A one-on-one situation going back and forth. That will be Horik staying alive there onto the B site. So nice plays for both of these teams. But right now, Epsilon looking like a little bit stronger. 64 tickets to 29. About 30 tickets left for both teams to try and make this comeback. And a big push happening over there onto that alpha flight. That's what we were saying before. It's very difficult to hold on to that A site because of those back A spawns. Because it's difficult to reinforce, you do have to walk way out into the open where they can kind of cut you off from that C site. But David 2K now pushing in here for that Charlie flag. He is going to be able to spot out at least one of these players down below. There's the push coming back in, and they will be able to get the assist. But how are they looking over here onto that B flag? Oh my god, 3 players there from Dexterity going down. Wag looking in for the possible repush. He ends up getting picked up himself. I'm sorry, he ends up picking up one himself. 54 tickets to 20. And we are getting very close here to that magical number. Dexterity looking in for the burn. He is going to be able to cancel it back out, but it's not going to be enough. Epsilon does end up taking him down. 3 players now from FC are going to be killed. Safe managing to make his way all the way over here for that alpha flag. 49 tickets. Remember, 37 here, guys. So we have about 12 tickets left for Dexterity, 18 for Epsilon. We are coming down to a very close second round in this map number 5. And David 2K going huge right there, picking up 2-piece his own. Will be able to save onto that alpha flag. B flag, though, is getting contested. Only one player will be up and alive. Wag needs to go huge here with this save. Does he go back and forth with May here? Can he win? He does! He wins out on the May. Can he make it a 2-piece here with Duke? No! He ends up going down, but the reinforcements are there just in time. That will be 9 coming back in here to save the day. Can he do it? 37 tickets left for Dexterity. They cannot spawn in. If they lose the whole entire game. Oh my god, that is going to be it there. So congratulations. GG, well played are being thrown out. 34 tickets down. What a crazy match. Epsilon will be your champions for BPL season number 1. Oh my god, my voice is gone. Wow, so Epsilon coming back from what looked like such a dire situation. They lost the first 2 maps in a row and were not